Alright guys, Satterman614 and well, today I'm starting a brand new series. This isn't a new series of my videos, it's just another brand new, well, series by Star Class Films, as my company kind of calls themselves. So basically, I'm here to review Stieg Larsson's The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, or, oh god, I'm gonna really butcher this old bloody title, Man som hatar kvinnor. If I didn't pronounce that right, no offense to Swedish listeners or watchers, viewers, shall I say. I'm English, so I can't exactly well pronounce stuff very well. So this was written by, of course, Stieg Larsson, who died in November 2004, and I've actually got to say, from what I have seen, yes, I have seen all the film iterations before I read the book, but I actually find it kind of sad, because I'm not going to read the second and third yet, because I'm going to read The Lord of the Rings, which The Fellowship of the Ring will probably be my next review of the book. But I've just been reading this over the last 2.5 weeks, and I finished it yesterday, because I read it for about 5 hours on end. And basically, I actually feel kind of sad that he died before he could write the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th and 9th, because apparently there was going to be 9 books. And this is an absolutely amazing book, and I will continue the series. I got the second one, I just haven't got the third one yet. But I love these books, and the films are absolutely excellent too. I mean, I've got the Swedish film edition with the picture of Noomi Rapace as Lisbeth Salander on the front, with the red dragon and all that, and the new logo. And my spine is bent to crap, because I got this second hand, but I don't really mind. I got to read this, and it is bloody amazing, as I said. I'll just read you the blurb. The blurb is styled as a Millennium magazine, actually. It says issue 1. Millennium magazine, which is pretty cool. It says, the industrialist Henrik Vanger, head of the dynastic Vanger Corporation, is tormented by the loss of a child decades earlier and convinced that a member of his family has committed murder. The journalist Mikael Blomqvist delves deep into Vanger's past to uncover the truth behind the unsolved mystery, but someone else wants the past to remain a secret and will go to any length to keep it that way. The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. Lisbeth Salander, the enigmatic, delinquent and dangerous security specialist, assists in the investigation. A genius computer hacker, she tolerates no restrictions placed upon her by individuals, society or law. And yeah, that's what's on the blurb. This book, it's got all the film stuff. In the UK, originally was $7.99. I got this for 50p, which isn't really that bad. I would have paid. I want to get the newest film edition, which is has a pretty cool cover on it. And oh god, and I'm just glad I never actually make audiobooks, because if I tried to make an audiobook, I would completely, absolutely fail within the first chapter. Before I get into the review, I'm actually going to give one bit of advice. If you ever want to read the book, you may find that the first chapter is boring as shit. As in the first chapter, can I find it? Can I find the first chapter? Can I find the first chapter? Chapter 1, which is set Friday the 20th of December, in whenever this was set, in Part 1 Incentive, which takes place from the 20th of December to the 3rd of January. Yeah, they have dates in this book, which is pretty cool. The first chapter's kind of boring, but once you meet Lisbeth Salander, you actually get more engrossed into the book, 'cause her story's a bit more, how can I say this, a bit more involving than Michael Blomqvist, and once you actually get up to them being together, you can't put down the book. I mean, I can put it down just reading it, and I mean, I couldn't exactly read for that long, as I had to go to places, but I mean, I just spent 2.5 weeks reading this book, and I completed it, because it's such an amazing book, and I read it for so long. I love this book. So basically, the outline of the gist was kind of revealed in the back. Basically, Henrik Vanger 1 second, opening up the book to the flipping Vanger family tree. Here's I guess you could say his brother, no, his brother-in-law's son's daughter, which would be his cousin or something like that, I don't know. Harriet Vanger apparently has been killed. Yeah, it's really all I'm going to say about that, because she may have been killed, she may not. She kind of has been killed in a way, but it's in a way that I think only I sort of get for some reason. But you'll understand if you ever read the book. This will be miniature spoilers. I mean, it's not like I'm going to tell you the ending of the book. No, I'm definitely not going to tell you the end of the book, because it's an absolutely amazing book. I mean, the preface, the end part of the book is pretty boring, because all it really talks about is a bunch of business crap, and I find that insanely boring. I don't know why, I just found that bit insanely boring, but overall, the book was really excellent, and I know it's got all that hype around it. You probably only enjoyed it because of the hype. No, I enjoyed this because it is a good book. As somebody said on the back of the book, it was a comment by Harlan Coben. So much more than a thriller, a dazzling novel. It is. It's an absolutely great book. And another comment by Val McDermott. He says, Blomkvist and Solander are vivid and complex creations who lodge in the hearts and minds of the readers. Larsson's book sparkle with wit and playfulness. Those two comments are completely correct about this book. Everything, every single detail is researched and put in, and I couldn't find one thing wrong with this book except one or two bits really did drag. I mean, there were a few draggy bits, but I guess that's just me. I was expecting a little bit more because of what I've seen in the film, and of course the films are nothing kind of like the book. The American version was more close to it than the Swedish version, is all I'm going to say, in my opinion. Because I know that if I say that, a bunch of you really love the original versions are going to go, you arsehole, you say that the American version's better when we clearly state that the Swedish version's better. Okay, I can understand your opinion. I did really like the Swedish versions, but I still prefer the American version. That's my opinion, it's only a matter of opinion. Don't get all annoyed over it, please. So here we are to the ratings of the book. Now, as this is a translated book, I'm not going to bring down the score, but as this translated book, I'm going to actually add a different thing in here. So the translation I give, even though I haven't read the original book, I would give it a 4 out of 5, because there were one or two like misspellings or word put rounding or something like that, I guess you could say. And yeah, so as I said, we're now doing ratings. So how were the characters? The characters were written, I'll give it a 5 out of 5. The characters are absolutely amazing. You always seem to care for, I don't know why, it's probably because they are the main characters, but you always care for Mikael Blomkvist and Lisbeth Salander, and Henrik Vanger as well. I mean, you don't exactly care for the bad guy, who I won't say who it is. I'm not going to spoil it for you all. But basically, that is, the characters are really well written. The description of places, I would give a 4 out of 5, because I love, the descriptions are really good, but the reason I took it down are not just because sometimes they can be a little too descriptive of places. And, okay, description of events, I shall give a 5 out of 5, but in some places, the description of some of the events are a little bit, if you've read the book or seen the film, you'll kind of know the bits that I'm talking about, but they're a little bit more emphasised in this book, and it's kind of disturbing in a way. because with the film, you can basically just watch that and go, I never just watched that. But with a book, you have to think about it, which makes it a lot more disturbing. And then basically, what will I give the atmosphere and the pulling in, shall we say, of the book? I will give this book a 4 out of 5 of pulling me in. I mean, as I said, there were a few bits that dragged and pulled me out of the book, but I really did enjoy this book, and I probably won't read it again. But you know, I'm not really someone who reads books twice. I'll probably read it in about a good 10 years, but you know, I normally wait a long while before I read a book twice. So overall, I give the book a 4.5 out of 5. It's an amazing book. I recommend you all read it, maybe before or after you've watched the films, because if you watch like The American Girl with the Dragon Tattoo or The Swedish Girl with the Dragon Tattoo first, you'll actually know what's happening. So then maybe with the first chapter where it's kind of boring, first time before I watched the films, I gave up with the book. But after I'd seen the films, I was like, it's going to get better after this. Just keep reading, and that's what you really need to do. You need to watch one of the films first, and just read the book afterwards, so then you know what's good is coming. So yeah, guys, that's our Combat section for me, of course. Signing off, because, well, this was a great book, and I hope you all enjoy your books. Like, well, now I'm going to go off and read Lord of the Rings. So see you later, guys. Yeah, I kind of made this video just because I haven't made a video in a little while, and I wanted to review this book. So see you later, guys. Bye.
It'll all click when the mortgage clears. All our fears will disappear. Now you go to bed, I'm staying here. I've got another level that I wanna clear.